When you send a text from New York to London or click on this video, you probably think your data shoots up into space, bounces off a satellite, and drops back down.
All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today, we are going to explore the basics of deep-sea exploration.
Sending this from Times Square. The city is crazy today, but I'll update you soon.
We are talking about over 500 massive fiber-optic cables stretching 1.4 million kilometers. That is enough glass wire to wrap around the entire Earth 35 times. Why not satellites? Because they sit thousands of kilometers away in space. Sending data up and down creates massive lag, something global banking and video streaming cannot afford. But if you think these underwater cables are giant, thick tubes of data, think again. The actual core carrying the entire world's internet is shockingly tiny. The magic happens inside strands of ultra-pure glass that are as thin as a single human hair. Billions of people's private data flows through these tiny threads simultaneously. So, how can a piece of glass transmit a 4K movie across the Atlantic Ocean in milliseconds? The answer lies in the physics of pure light.
Inside the cable, lasers flash on and off billions of times per second. The light bounces off the inside of the glass tube using a physics principle called total internal reflection. When the laser is on, it's a 1. When it's off, it's a 0. This binary code is translated back into your text, your video, or your bank transaction on the other side. But light has a weakness. As it travels thousands of miles through glass, it loses its strength and starts to fade away into total darkness. To stop this, engineers install heavy, torpedo-shaped cylinders called repeaters every 50 to 80 kilometers. These act as massive signal boosters.
To power these repeaters, coastlines pump up to 10,000 volts of electricity directly through the copper armor of the cable, miles beneath the crashing waves.
But how do we get these fragile glass cables to the bottom of the deepest oceans? We use engineering monsters called cable ships.
These ships carry thousands of tons of coiled cable and spend months at sea, slowly dropping the wire into underwater canyons and across volcanic mountain ranges.
Near the coast, the cable must be heavily armored with layers of steel and buried deep under the seabed to protect it from ship anchors and fishing nets. The radiating magnetic field confuses the shark, which perceives the cable's signal as an injured fish.
This became such a huge problem that tech giants like Google had to spend millions wrapping their ocean cables in bulletproof Kevlar armor just to stop shark attacks.
Today, tech companies own more of these underwater cables than traditional telecom giants, giving them absolute control over the physical pathways of human thought. During the Cold War and even today, top-secret submarines use specialized equipment to tap into these glass lines, intercepting global data without anyone knowing. There are dangerous choke points. In places like the Red Sea, dozens of global cables run through shallow waters just a few miles wide. If a rogue ship drops an anchor or a nation intentionally cuts those lines during a conflict, entire continents could instantly lose internet access.
This isn't a hypothetical nightmare. It has already happened. Island nations have been cut off from the global economy for weeks due to underwater volcanic eruptions.
If the transatlantic cables connecting the USA and Europe were cut today, global financial markets would collapse, planes would stop, and chaos would trigger within hours. It reveals a terrifying truth about our digital age. Our highly advanced, wireless-looking world is completely dependent on old-school, physical infrastructure.
So the next time you stream a video instantly, remember, it didn't come from the cloud in the sky. It survived a journey through the crushing darkness of the deep.
Now, engineers are building smart cables that don't just carry data, but use AI to detect deep-sea earthquakes and tsunamis before they hit.
The cloud is actually at the bottom of the ocean. Did you know the internet was this fragile? Let me know below and hit subscribe for more